Who's in the mood for some green? Check out my other videos to discover the other watercolor swatches in this Daniel Smith Colors of Inspiration watercolor palette. But for right now, let's open this Mezzi-Godet watercolor palette by Daniel Smith and focus on green. Cascade Green is the watercolor swatch that we'll be sampling today. We'll be painting 3 Cascade Green watercolor swatches. Just looking at that paint, let's point to it here, that one. Just looking at that nice green paint, predict what type of a green do you think it will come out to be? Let's find out. I'm Kathleen Arola-Johnson. Thanks for subscribing to Creative Solace Studios and checking out my other art tutorials. With some water on my brush, I am painting a watercolor swatch with a tiny bit, a light value of the Cascade Green. There we go. I'm being careful not to put too much paint in this light value, but I'm also being mindful that watercolor dries lighter, so I want it dark enough. For the second Daniel Smith Cascade Green watercolor swatch, let's use more paint, there we go, and less water. Going for a medium value of the Cascade Green watercolor swatch, followed by a third watercolor swatch in this series. I won't wet my brush again. Let's just go with the water that's on the brush and see a dark value of Cascade Green by Daniel Smith. What do you think? How would you describe those greens? Would you say that they had more blue in them or more yellow? I'm seeing a lot of blue. Let's label our watercolor swatches so we can remember that these are the Cascade Green watercolor swatches. And it'll be interesting to see there's 2 more greens in the Daniel Smith Colors of Inspiration palette. It'll be interesting to see how they compare to this Cascade Green watercolor example. When I finish watercolor swatching the next 2 greens, you can find those watercolor swatching videos linked in the description of this video. Don't you just love exploring colors? So fun to do these little watercolor swatches and see what the colors look like. This is on white paper, white mixed media paper. I also have some swatching videos on toned paper. Thanks for exploring Daniel Smith Cascade Green watercolor swatches in 3 values with me today.